I'm going to start. I'm going to ask questions, and then we're going to start reverse order, and then every other question will go.
Got it.
You got it. Okay. Being heavily invested in both AIAS and schoolwork is a very difficult task. How would you be able to handle both at the same time, and how would you be able to schedule that? So what essentially is your managing of time skills that you have? Handle?
So I'll start. That's definitely a challenge that we all face. Studio work especially weighs heavily on our schedules. And I think just for me, even in the past 2 years being involved with the board, there's just a passion that I have for the organization. And so I put a lot of effort into that and just work to balance that with studio work, which sometimes just means staying up into the night to get things done. But I definitely possess the skills to have good time management and balance that and see that everything that needs to be done is done.
I think part of having good time management skills is not overextending yourself. So having the ability to prioritize what's important to you, what's really important for the organization, and assessing whether it is myself or someone else who would be better served to do something. But that's, I think, really the key in time management, is not taking on too much in the first place and being realistic, because then, you know, you will actually accomplish what you set out to accomplish. And, you know, everyone who knows me, I think, knows that I am up for doing anything, and there's really no boundaries for me. So it's not about what I'm willing or not willing to do. It's just about whether I have the time to do it, whether I can assess if someone else has the time or willing to do it, you know, and having the skills to make those kind of decisions and make those kinds of assessments, I think is integral in a good leader. You know, someone who's willing to take the back seat or be the person to do whatever needs to be done. Those decisions need to be made, and that will, you know, help your personal time management skills. Yeah.
All right. Next question. You both have served on the board for the past 2 years. What involvement from those past 2 years and understanding of group work can you bring if elected? Keisha?
Wait, what's the question?
You both bring 2 years of experience serving on the board. How can those 2 years of involvement benefit you as a chapter president?
Okay. I've learned to work in a collaborative environment. It, you know, took me a while to really learn what it is to work on a team and, you know how to work with all kinds of different personalities and, you know, really understand that it's not all about you, it's about the group, it's about what you're really trying to do. And I really think that I've learned that over the past 2 years. It's really helped me to grow as a person. And the things that I've learned about myself while being an events director and all the things that we've done together as a board, I think can serve me well in the position serving our members.
I think that the benefits that I've gained over the past 2 years have been both, I know the question's directed at my experiences on the board, but have been for me both with the experiences on the board and then also just within the school environment and the collaborations that I've been involved with. And what I've found is it's phenomenal to me that when you put a group of people together, like the things that one small group of people together can do are so much greater than any, you know, those 7 people could do by themselves. And that experience is proved true every time that we put together events. The events that we put together, even though they take time, like everyone pitches in, everyone gets involved, and it's like everybody's involvement helps that event come to, and they've always come to kind of in a greater way than I could even imagine that they would. So I think it really is just about embracing that collaboration and allowing everyone to do their part, but also trusting that everyone is going to do their part. And I really have, the experience has been great with the board that we've had, with both boards that we've served on. And I just am excited to see where that goes from here. So.
Any questions from the floor at this point?
I have one. So you both have been on the board for a couple of years, and I'd like to know about a challenging situation or scenario that you've been in as a board member where you've been able to exceed expectations or overcome the significant challenge, whether it's other board members, difficulty working with them, or things just not working out as planned. Can you tell us about a specific event that happened and how you kind of overcame it as a board member?
I'll start with me on that.
I have to think about that for a second. So an event that was posed a challenge, but we were able to overcome.
You specifically were able to kind of, what you did in order to help the situation.
The things that are coming to mind really were around there's a couple different situations that occurred last year. As the treasurer, one of the things that I was taking care of was getting food waivers. Every time we have an event, there's required food waivers and things that have to be attained. And it always seemed that like the events were getting planned, and it was like all of a sudden we remembered that we need a food waiver, and you're supposed to allow 2 weeks, and we never had 2 weeks. And that, like through that, like I would go out and into the office of the lady who we get the food waivers from, and it's about how you present yourself to those people. And for me, like I had to learn how to go in there humbly and apologize, I guess, ahead of time that we weren't prepared, and then hope that they would help us. But I think that like we were able to overcome those little obstacles, like in that being one very specific situation, that it's like we did get to we did get the things done that we needed to. It didn't always happen in a timely manner, but because like I don't know, we did overcome it. I'm not sure that I'm answering your question.
I can't give you a great
I instantly knew the answer to this question when it was asked. For me, I ran for president last year, and I didn't win. And it really was a blow to my ego, and I had to get over it, and sort of defer to my leadership that was chosen, that everyone chose. And that's one of the biggest things that I think has contributed to my growth in this position, is that I was able to get over that. I decided after, some, trial and tribulation to do events director again. And this semester, I think I've been better at it than I was last semester. So it's really been, it actually probably was the one thing that needed to happen for me to be where I am now. So, and I really think that everything that happened was for the best. So, just to actually say that, I think is proof that I've grown in this position. So,
any additional questions on the floor? I have one last question. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible because we're running out of time. What does leadership mean to you, Keisha?
That's not hard. Leadership is being able to have the abilities to assess everything and everyone's opinions, allow for everyone's voice to be heard, but still have the strength to stand up for yourself and what you think is right for yourself and everyone else involved at the same time. And just being a democratic, inclusive, sensitive, yet intelligent about decisions, just being a well-rounded person in general is instrumental in the success of any leader, I really believe.
Randall?
To me, leadership is about inspiring other people to positive action. I said that during my speech, and it really rings true to me, like just being, putting yourself out there the way that you expect other people to do, and then also, as the president of the board in this situation, like being able to stay the course, like see the goal at the end of the tunnel, and even though there's going to be opposition or differences within the members of that board, keeping a focus on that end goal so that through that you can kind of keep the focus on that and then get to the end result with keeping everyone's opinions and everyone's feelings involved or in check, and just making sure that everything stays focused on that one result, which is at the end of the day for this organization is like pushing it forward for the membership.
All right, thank you. And this concludes our question session.